Evening, everybody. How about that Steeler victory? Welcome to the Black and Gold Sin City post-game show here on Oneberg, oneberg.com, Oneberg Facebook, Oneberg YouTube. I'm Brian Carruthers, and to my left or to your right, depending on how you're looking at this on the toilet, my friend Ed Troop. Hey, Ed.
What's going on, my man? What
Oh,
a
man.
what an interesting game that was this evening. A lot of good things to talk about, but also, boy, they just can't make us get an easy one. Make us sweat it out there towards the end.
Well, let's talk about the most interesting part of the entire Sunday. Taylor Swift showed up at Arrowhead with Travis Kelce. Let's go.
Yeah, how about that, huh? And had a good time. Enjoyed seeing Big Travis make some big plays in that game tonight.
Yeah, welcome to the football world, Taylor Swift.
All the
And
all the all the Swifties will be going out and buying Kansas City Chief merchandise here in the next week. You will see. It'll be right at the top. The hottest selling items in the NFL will be the Chiefs this upcoming week.
yeah, but here's the thing. I think Taylor Swift would look better with George Pickens.
100%.
There's
100%.
no doubt about it. Pickens and Swift are a straight, as my son would say, straight fire, no cap couple.
Right.
What are
Absolutely.
you going to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot better. But yeah, that was the big news today in Kansas City with a big win. And how about 70 points scored by the Miami Dolphins today as well?
Oh, my God. Yeah, incredible. We'll get to all those scores around the league. But first, how about that nail biter? I cannot believe we survived Las Vegas. I'm sitting there. And by the way, is Sunday night the hardest night to sit and watch a game till midnight? I can do Monday.
I
I
agree.
can do Thursday. Sunday, just I don't know, man. By halftime, it's Chris Collinsworth's voice, or I don't know, but all of a sudden, like it just like the night starts to just like spin for me.
I could not agree more. There's something about Monday Night Football and all the nostalgia around it. You just enjoy it. You don't mind staying up late. But for some reason, Sunday nights are always a bummer, right? You're getting ready
Yeah.
for the work week, and nobody wants to be up late on a Sunday night. So I couldn't agree with you more, man. I was actually thinking the same thing. Like last Monday night, that game against Cleveland, I was pumped. I was excited. I was energized. Tonight,
Yep.
it just kind of went like this the whole way.
Yeah. And I think you said it last. I think you said it last week when Carrie Underwood comes on and says, "I've been waiting all day for Sunday night." No one has been waiting for Sunday night. No one
Said,
likes Sunday night.
said
But
no
when your
one
team
ever.
plays, I guess it makes it fun.
Right, exactly. And how about her
Yeah.
on the broadcast tonight, man? They gave Carrie Underwood a lot of publicity tonight. She was there live in person. First,
Yes.
first
Well, what do
Sunday
you
night game
think,
she's
man?
ever attended.
Did you have the same feeling that I had at the end of this game? So it started with the Minka um, call, which I guess had a little bit of a helmet to helmet, maybe it brushed. Then it went to a call that I've never even heard of. Are you familiar with the leveraging call?
Yeah, you can't use, and the Steelers have been called for that in the past too. They're Chris Collinsworth said it during the broadcast. The Steelers have always been a very aggressive blocking type special teams. In fact, usually they're called early. Usually they come off the edge, and they've blocked kicks in the past, not only to be flagged that they left early for it to come back, which is always silly. But yeah, that's definitely a rule. That was the right call there. But the Minka call was just absurd, in my opinion. And then the pass interference call was pass interference on the 2-point conversion, but they missed the holding up front. We had two defensive linemen that were clearly being held up front. They missed that. That should have been offsetting. They should have replayed that 2-point conversion instead of getting the ball at the one. But hey, Steelers answered the call when the offense took over. And how about that? McDaniels, the head coach, he knows how awful the Steelers' run game is and how awful the offense is. We're going to kick a field goal here. We're probably going to force a 3-and-out and get the ball back. But give credit to the Steelers' offense. They picked up the first down and was able to run out the majority of the clock.
Yeah, what a slap in the face that he was like, you know what? Normally, I should go for it here and just see if I can keep this game going, but I have no respect for the Steelers' offense. I'll get him back on the field immediately. Now, Trudy just said the leveraging is the leapfrog roll. I guess I'm just behind the curve on the leapfrog roll, but all I'm saying is let's go back to the rules committee and let's get rid of leveraging. I like seeing these guys jump off each other's backs. I mean, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Don't we want to see like the
Well,
3-ring circus of the NFL?
It's almost contradicting to the quarterback sneak play that you see Jalen Hurts do with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he goes under center and then 3 or 4 guys behind him just basically pick him up and push him forward
I
three
love
or
that.
four yards. Yeah, but you can make the same argument trying to heave up on a guy to block a kick is pretty much the same thing. So they should be more consistent with it. I agree with you.
I love it. If you could pick up if you could pick up Cam Hayward and 6 guys throw him 10 feet in the air and he could block it, I'm in for that too. Like, let's go. Like, let's get crazy. But hey, what about the beginning of this game? And we have a packed house. We're going to be talking to Batman of Pittsburgh coming up. You saw him during the preseason, and he'll be back in the game in December. We're going to get to Batman. My brother Pat is in Las Vegas. He's going to be checking in, so we're going to hear about how the game felt. I mean, it looked like a massive home game to me, man. I mean, there was no doubt about it that we were like in Steeler country in Las Vegas, which was very cool. And then I think the last person who's going to jump in is comedian Don Arner, but I haven't heard from all day. I think everyone's asleep. In fact, I was worried that you were asleep, that this was going to be me and Batman for an hour.
Yeah, you and I were texting a good bit during the first half, and then I disappeared on you in the second half when I laid on the couch to watch the second half.
I know. Yeah.
About the game, though, I want to talk about offense and defense real quick before we get to our guests. On offense tonight, we did see them move the ball a little bit better tonight. I think a lot of it had to do with the running game. The first couple series, it was a disaster.
What was your gut feeling on these first 3 series when Pickett can't, not only didn't he complete in the first 2 series, he didn't even attempt. Like, there's no quarterback in the league that's premier that doesn't come out in that first series and throw the ball once.
Yeah,
I thought, here we go, same old Canada, and we can bash Canada all night, but I just thought, oh, here we go. Najee up the middle, and then what was the third? Was it Warren up the middle? And we were like, let's punt.
Or a wide receiver screen, which is just a disaster every time they try to run that.
Yep.
Yeah, the first few series, you and I were texting, scratching our heads, thinking, here we go again. But then they started getting the run game.
Wait a second. We weren't thinking, here we go again. My first text to you was F this, and you wrote back, Kenny Pickett sucks.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest with what happened here.
And then that was followed up with another F this.
F this.
So we got 2 F's this in the first half from you. And me basically saying Kenny Pickett sucks. That's how it looked like early on. But then they got the running game going a little bit, and that opened up the passing game. And then Kenny Pickett got mobile, and that's what Kenny Pickett did so well last season in the second half of the season that he's gotten away from the first few games of this season. He got back to it a little bit tonight, and it worked. When he can get mobile, get on the run, and then just dump the football off, they have a lot more success. And that's what opened up that offense tonight. That's where they found success.
And, dude, are we going to do anything with the defense? Or is our team going to go anywhere without this defense? And I guess this is what's going to happen all year round, right? When we play a good team like the Niners, we're going to lose 100-0. When we play an okay team like Cleveland, we might win. When we play an okay team like the Raiders, we might win. And so it really is going to depend on how good our division is. Is Baltimore, where are they at? Cincinnati seems like they're just falling off the rails. And so this is just going to be the season of, are we going to beat teams that we should beat, and we're probably going to lose to teams that we shouldn't beat?
Yeah, I agree with you. And that probably comes out to more of that 9-8 season. Maybe they make the playoffs. Maybe they don't. Maybe you get to 10 if you get a couple of those to go your way. There's a lot to be unraveled yet for this regular season.
Oh, of course.
I think the offense did take a step forward after those first few disastrous series tonight. Got a little clunky there towards the end, but hey, give credit where credit is due. They had to pick up a first down to win that game. They did, to give the ball back with under 20 seconds to go. The defense forced turnovers again. Watt, again, was a big impact tonight. The Steelers defense got home. They got in the backfield. They didn't get home as much against San Francisco other than Watt. And last week against Cleveland other than Watt. But you saw other guys. You saw other guys tonight getting home, getting to the quarterback, putting pressure on.
You did. And Minka and Watt are the 2 guys who are keeping the defense alive. And that's okay. You got to have stars, right? So let's just hope they stay healthy, because I don't know what our backup plan is at this point. We had no backup plan last year when Watt went down, and here we go again. But he looks healthy. He looks great.
And the only other thing I will add to this conversation, as far as opponents and how good they are, how bad they are, the Raiders historically have given the Steelers problems, especially on the road. When the Steelers have gone on the road to Oakland, this is their first time, of course, in Vegas since they just relocated there a few years ago. It doesn't matter. The Raiders could be 1-13, and the Steelers would go out there and lose. So this is a good win for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, just to go out and simply beat the Raiders in their own house. It's something where the Steelers have really struggled with in the past.
All right, Ed, I have an exciting announcement for you. The Cape Crusader is here. I don't want to make him wait any longer. It's 11:45, for Christ's sake. We can't wait much longer. You saw him during preseason, and now welcome him to – there he is. Let's welcome him to the post-game show, Batman of Pittsburgh, everybody. Hey, Batman.
Hello, thank you. What a win, huh? What a win for Steelers Nation tonight. That was great. That was great. Especially getting into the Bat Cave at 11 o'clock at night is always a good time for me.
Hey, Batman, question for you just to start. Did you watch the game in this outfit?
I waited until 5 minutes, and then I went to the Bat Cave, put it on the other screen, and got into the bat suit. For sure.
Oh, I love it.
Is that the real deal? Is that the real?
That is the real deal. That is the real deal. Yes, absolutely real deal.
Wow. Yes. Batman, you made me laugh because we had on the program announcement that we sent out, Steelers Batman, and then it comes on now. You're now known as Batman of PA, and you said you just didn't want a lawsuit. I get it, but like all these other guys, Steeler Jesus, Steeler Pope, those guys don't care. Do you have the Bruce Wayne fortune that you're worried that the Rooneys might try to take from you?
No, I do not. I do not. I work locally in Pittsburgh, and
don't give away your real identity.
I donate a lot of my time, and just figured Steelers Batman. I travel across the state, and I got to a preseason Buffalo game, and boy, was the suit hot. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you it was hot against the Buffalo, but we beat Buffalo incredibly. And I prepared for about 100 pictures at the stadium, right? Yeah. I wasn't prepared for about 4,000 photographs that day. Yes. So it was awesome. So,
well, that was the first time I saw you, Batman, but wait a second. Hold on. By the way, aren't you worried that Marvel Comics is going to sue you for saying that you're Batman? Like, there's a lot of lawsuits, I think, that are out there, Batman. Anyway, Batman, the first time I saw you was during that preseason game, and I think we shared it on Oneberg and said, kudos to this guy. It's 95 degrees, and he's wearing a suit made of rubber.
Well, who we have to really be heroes are the staff at Acrisure Stadium. I had to step out of my seats 3 times and have them help me get the suit off because it was just too hot to be in the suit that day. But I was determined. That day. I wanted to see.
Wait a second. You were worried about you were going to have heat stroke in that suit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is 100% a suit, my friend. This is.
Wow. He's got the abs.
This is 100% authentic Keaton 1989 suit. And
wow. Wait, so tell us what you mean by that. So 3 times during that preseason game where we saw you on national TV, the Acrisure ushers had to take it off of you to make sure like you didn't die?
So what happened is I left my seat. I went up into the concession area and I would go around the back, and they would actually have to help me unzip it to pull off the mask in the suit so I could get a few minutes to get some air and cool down. Yeah, it was really hot. It was really hot that
Jesus.
day.
Wow. What a true commitment. I see tonight, it's almost midnight, Batman. I see you have the eye black on. I mean, you've really dedicated yourself.
Well, it's about also for the kids and making them smile. And just seeing, I had the Pickett jersey on with the costume when I'm at the game, so it really, really threw it into the colors match. And I've been my first picture of my life is me in 1971 in a black and white photo with my dad holding me in a terrible towel. So I've been Steelers my whole life, and what a great way to give back, to be in the city, to see all those smiling faces, to see Batman.
And your dad, of course, was tragically murdered by the Joker, right?
Do we have to go there? No. What a game tonight it was, right? What a game it was tonight.
What a game, Batman. What a game.
these games, we always forget that I've lived on the edge with these games all the time. When they're close, it's what we're used to as the Steelers. We're not getting up 70 to 20. I had like the Miami game today. No, it's always close in the end. Smash mouth football, get that run game going, as you said earlier, Ed. And, Batman was cheering all night, waving the towel.
Hey, Batman, what's your record now wearing the bat suit with the Steelers?
2 of the games, 1-0.
Nice.
So when I come out for Arizona, we hope to go 2-0 in the suit. So yes,
so that's your next one, huh?
Yes,
Arizona.
Yes, I'm going to come to the Arizona game. Welcome Joshua Dobbs today. Did a great job against them boys. Or can we call them boys? At least we won't hear them boys for a week, is what I think.
I love it. Any day the Cowboys lose is a good day. I love it.
Keep wearing that suit if they're going to continue to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you'll have a good experience, though, because that game is what? That's the first weekend of December?
I'll be the warmest person in the.
I was going to say, finally, you'll have that tie in there. You'll be nice and warm for that game. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be insulated.
Absolutely. If you want to catch Batman out in Pittsburgh the end of the month, I'll be at the Southside Works for Community Day in Pittsburgh. It's a free day out there. They have carnival rides and free food, and Batman will be there. It's part of Unity Recovery's Community Day at Southside Works in Pittsburgh.
Batman, I love it. So what do you think, my man? So it was a tight game tonight, Batman. Ed said he liked where the offense was going, running the ball. What does Batman think about Canada? And where do we go for at least like the next 2 games?
For Matt Canada, I will just say 2 words. I'm Batman. For the next few games, let's hold on a minute. Let's not get out of control here. We faced some really strong defenses in the 49ers and the Browns. Tonight, we got the run game going. We start getting back to that smash mouth football that opens up that playbook a little bit more for Canada. I'm not calling for no one's job. Some people call for mine, but hey, it is what it is. But it's Steelers football. And, I think that we can be consistent. I think Kenny's developing more. I think with those defenses being really pressured and in his face, even tonight, it disrupted things. But it opens up the book when you're able to start running the ball a bit. When you're forced to throw every down, it's a little bit different.
Well, I thought they showed some perseverance, too, don't you think, Ed? I mean, Pickett knows that like the clock's ticking on him, that like every at least Steeler fan's eye is on him to perform. And it seemed like what he did last year, right? It took him some time to warm up. So I hand it to him that he's going to try to persevere, and he did tonight. Well,
and again, it was a matter of starting to establish the running game a little bit, and for the Steelers, that's just picking up 2 or 3 yards instead of losing 2 or 3 yards. So you're able to pick up 2 or 3 yards. That opens things up for him. But the biggest thing, I think, was just him getting mobile. And remember, he had that big run tonight of about 30 yards that got called back on a hold. If that holds up, they have the ball within the 5-yard line. And I think when that happened, that gave Kenny Pickett the confidence back to run with the football. And you started seeing him be more mobile, rolling out and finding receivers downfield. I don't know. I hope this is a turning point in the 2023 season for Kenny Pickett here tonight after those first few series. So you got to throw those first few series away where we saw exactly what we saw against San Francisco and what we saw against the Browns last week for a good bit. But if he can just continue to develop what he did in that second quarter and the second half, hopefully he's back on track.
Absolutely agree. Batman, your final thoughts?
I believe that I support exactly what Ed is saying here. I think that when we saw the offensive line start to get that push and start to get into those linebackers, we were able to start seeing some progression going through the running game. We were seeing yards start to pick up, and that opens that playbook up a little bit more. Like I said earlier, again, as long as we keep the defense healthy, and I just really want to know what the refs saw in that 15-yard penalty. I didn't see any. I saw the softest personal foul ever. But again, if we don't have that penalty, we're looking at a different game right now. So again, there's a lot of rules that are changing, and a lot of things that are happening in the league, and it concerns me down the stretch.
Hey, Trudy made a good point here. She has put up, what a worst to first. Everyone was shaking their head about Levi Wallace last week. I think he comes out of Las Vegas a big winner tonight.
Well, other than early on, he got burned early on on the touchdown. Him and Peterson both did. But yeah, after that,
well, he looked like a dope on that one. He actually, I just kept playing back. I was like, he looked up. The play was already over. They scored a touchdown, and he was still looking for it.
I think he was one more play like that away from Joey Porter Jr. taking his place. But to her point, yes, he did. The rest of the game, he got his swagger back and forced a couple turnovers, did a nice job in pass coverage. So, yeah, I agree. And Levi Wallace is a good corner. He had a great season last year, free agent acquisition from Buffalo year before last. So, yeah, good stuff. Yep.
Hey, Batman, thank you so much for joining us. You're going to be back in town for an event. Give the plug again on the event at the South Side, and then when will you be at the stadium again?
So, yes, September 30th at Southside Works, Southside Pittsburgh. There'll be Community Day. It's free food, carnival rides, all kinds of great stuff for folks. You don't have to spend a dime. Stop on down. Batman will be there. It's hosted by Unity Recovery and the Allegheny County Regional Recovery Hub. And I will be at Acashore. I've already put it out there in Steelers Nation. Yes, for the game against the Cardinals, December 3rd. And yes, I will be in costume. I don't know whose jersey I'm going to wear that time, but we'll see. And I really appreciate you having me on the show.
Hey, why don't you come back on when you're back in town, Batman, for the game? Let's talk to you after that game live from the stadium.
Sure. Sounds great. It'll probably be.
Hey, Batman of Pittsburgh, thank you so much. It was great to see you.
There he is.
We'll see you in the wrong way. There he is. We'll see you, Batman. Oh, wait, we lost Pat. Batman, thank you. We'll see you at the stadium. We can't wait. There he is. Pittsburgh's Batman. Now, Ed, I just want to say we had my brother Pat's in Las Vegas, and we lost him for a second, and he's going to be he's in Allegiant Stadium with his friend Steven, and we're going to see how the game was, firsthand report.
I can't wait. I love this show because I'm giving you the hardcore Steeler reaction with stats and analysis. And then all of a sudden we bring in Batman. So I love it. And I love it even more that if somebody's scrolling through their Facebook feed and they see this and they're like, oh, look, they're talking about the Steelers. They just won. Great. And then all of a sudden Batman comes on the screen. I'm curious what people out there are thinking when they see you, me, and then Batman in the third screen.
He's excited. He's pointing. He's what you can't see, which is great. And I wish I took a picture of it. So there's like a waiting room element to this program that puts us on the air. Batman's been on right from the beginning with his terrible towel and anything that we said. Anything that we said, he wasn't even on the air, and he was waving his terrible towel. He knew he wasn't even on, but he was just so excited.
That's awesome, man.
Okay, so Ed, what do you want to do here? I just got my brother Pat is at Allegiant Stadium right now in Las Vegas, Nevada, with his friend Steven. I saw that Pat was there. He called in, and he was waiting, and then, I don't know, I guess he hung up. I just got a message from Steven that said, you should not let Pat be on the air right now. 3 beer glass emojis, 2 smiley faces.
Well, you better have the dump button. Do we have a dump button for Facebook? I don't think we do.
We don't have a dump button. Can you believe it?
For those in the biz will understand that terminology.
Yeah. Well, look, we got him. Let's get him before he hangs up again. My brother Pat is in Las Vegas, Nevada. There he is. Hey, Pat.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What a big Steeler win.
I'm here with Stephen Ritchie at Allegiant Stadium, where the Steelers tonight laid the smackdown on the Raiders' candy ass.
There you go.
What a win.
Yeah. Hey, you had great seats, guys. Where were you at? Right on like the 20-yard line?
We did. They looked good. I can tell you, we were not worried for 1 second in that game. We felt good. Not for 1 second tonight. Even though we had basically our kids' college funds on the game, in the words of Coach Tomlin, we never blinked.
Wow. So this has been like the dream day, man. We talked about this for a while, getting out there, but I mean, Vegas for an NFL game has to be absolutely perfect.
It was crazy. It was crazy from start to finish. From Thursday night when we got here, Friday, Saturday, today, we officially broke with it. Vegas had us as over under 272 Miller Lights, and we went over. We went over at 1:30 yesterday.
Wow. Yesterday.
I will say the stadium is amazing. Great place to watch a game. Good weekend all around. Nice to top it with a win. Perfect weekend. Absolutely. The Steelers are stacking wins this season, Ed Troop.
Steven, what jersey are you rocking there, my friend?
This is a Heath Miller jersey.
Oh, wow. The
You see the Steelers logo starting to go. This has been in a lot of cities around this country.
I love
Beautiful.
it, man. I love it. How about Pat? What are you rocking?
What do you have on, Pat?
I have on a Steelers t-shirt I bought at Walmart.
Okay, good. That's great.
Like a true Steelers fan. It was $12. And I don't know. It was $12.
Right. Hey, what about the crowd that was there? It looked like on TV it was like a home game, and Collinsworth talked about it. Where do you put it? You guys have been to a ton of away games. Where does this stand as like most Steeler fans?
Steelers had a lot of fans tonight. I would say it was probably 30 to 40% Steelers fans.
Maybe half.
Maybe more. You know,
it was loud for the Steelers tonight.
Yeah, it looked like it was rocking, man.
It was pretty incredible.
We thought a couple of times like the Raiders couldn't hear, right? So if you're at your home stadium and Garoppolo has to call a timeout, right? Because he can't hear, then that's amazing what they did tonight. So once again, Steeler Nation comes out in full force.
Was there any talks of, they booed Canada out of the box against the Browns when we had those first two drives and we did nothing with it? Did the at-home Steeler crowd turn on the Steelers early, or was it more relaxed?
I think it was more calm in the stadium. You never know what it's going to be, but
Mike Tyson's here.
A couple of things, And here's my friend Brett Houston is over here. He attended the game with us tonight.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello.
And he wanted to point out that, how can you get mad at Matt Canada tonight when you're at a game and Mike Tyson, Carrie Underwood,
Lil Wayne,
and
the lead singer from Slayer.
The lead singer from Slayer are all in that crowd.
Wow.
You can't.
That's huge.
That's a lot of pressure.
Is there anybody left in the stadium, or are you the last three people there?
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to take the phone over here for a second. Let's go back out to Aggie Shore for a second.
Wait, Allegiant.
Allegiant, you mean?
Look at this. There's the field.
There you go.
There it is. There's and I'm sure from Allegiant Stadium.
Who is that?
Now on One Berg Live tonight. What do you think of the crowd tonight? Do you feel they were well behaved?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Probably 60-40 Steeler fan.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Is that typical of the away team here? Or do you normally see more Raider fans?
More than normal.
More than normal, yeah. Where do you live?
I live here from Chicago.
Oh, from Chicago. Well, I bet when the Bears come out here.
Wasn't a good day for a Bear fan.
Today was a very tough day for the Bears. They got beat by points, but tonight, the Steelers right here in Aggie, we'll get a little the board.
Yeah, hey, where was Mike Tyson at?
Mike Tyson, he was up here tonight. I'll show you where he was.
Yeah.
He was up here.
He was lighting the flame.
Yeah, what is
By the flame.
Is that
Earlier
something
tonight.
that came from Oakland? What is the flame, Pat?
The flame, we're not really sure. There's no real tradition here, right? I mean, the Raiders only came here because it's Vegas, it's a party town. there's no real tradition, right? So who the hell knows what that flame is? But
I think it has something to do with
Terry
how
Underwood
big.
was here again. Tyson was here.
Little Wayne at halftime?
Little Wayne at halftime. It was an amazing spectacle.
Well, guys, that's a good question. That's a good question because when the second half started, it looked like a fog on the field. So what was going on at halftime where you
Little Wayne still.
playing field in the second half, for at least the first part of the third quarter? There was smoke.
It was a Super Bowl like halftime. The minute they went to the locker room, Little Wayne came out, but there was only 12 minutes for him to perform, not the normal 30 minutes for a Super Bowl show. Like literally, he performed like 3 minutes, and then Boswell was back out there like kicking field goals as he was trying to
in the fog.
In the fog, yeah.
Well, on TV, they showed a replay of something that Pickett did in the first quarter, and they came back to the live stream of it, and it was like two separate fields. It looked like Chicago on like a freezing cold December night with all that smoke.
There was a lot of smoke after halftime. We pointed it out. I don't know how the receivers could see the ball. It was pretty foggy in the stadium.
Yeah, that was weird.
After the pyrotechnics at halftime.
I bet there was a lot of smoke if Little Wayne was doing the halftime show. There you go.
Well, guys, what's on the plans now? The game's over. I guess you're flying home tomorrow. What are you going to do tonight?
We're probably just going to go to bed. It seems like that was a big night. We're pretty tired.
That's a lie. Dude, what a lie. What an absolute lie. If
we're in this post-game club. The Raiders serve these really nice drinks in these Raider Nation cups. So actually, again, we're on our 270th Miller Lite of the weekend. Now, although tonight we've bet a lot of money in the Steelers, don't let that for 1 minute let you think that we're leaving town with any money at all. Vegas has stripped us of all of our cash and our dignity. So we're going to go out tonight. We have 6 more hours to try to regain that cash and that dignity.
Well, just as long as you guys don't go out like Siegfried and Roy, you're going to be fine.
That's a good point.
On every level, don't be Siegfried and Roy tonight.
Exactly. Was it? Well,
Hey,
guys,
Todd, great to see you. Steven, great to see you. Have fun, guys. Be safe out there tonight. And thanks for calling in.
Gentlemen,
Appreciate you guys.
from Allegiant.
Yes.
Good night.
Thank you.
And good luck.
We may never see these guys again. This might be the last time we ever see them. Take a good look at that phone. They're gone.
There they go.
Gone. It's like that, like a puff of smoke at a David Copperfield show. They are gone.
I thought I had a good joke there. Didn't get a lot with Little Wayne doing a halftime show. I bet you there was a lot of smoke, but there was.
I like that little weed joke. Very funny.
I thought it was good, but when they did come back, man, there was a lot of smoke on that field, and I figured it was probably from the halftime show being in Vegas. But
Yes.
I didn't know Little Wayne was doing the halftime show. That's cool.
Well, Little Wayne's been everywhere now. He ran out last week with the Colorado Buffaloes with Dion against Colorado State, and now he's in Vegas. It must be so good to be Little Wayne.
By the way, you still loving Dion after 42-0?
I did like what he said yesterday. Did you see his post game?
Oh, it was tremendous. You better get me now because I'm down.
This is the worst. This is the worst I'm ever going to be. So you better come and get me now.
Dude, I love it, man.
Dude, this is the king of spin. But you still got to love to play for him. But, dude, how big did Oregon look in that game? I mean, Dion, if he went out to the portal and got every position player, every specialty player, he's got to go get some cattle, man. Dion needs some 300-pounders.
Yeah, that line just got pushed around big time in that game. Absolutely. And Oregon's too, man. They're a top 5 program, but
yeah, they've been unfairly ranked, I think, all year. They're top 5, no doubt.
It's just funny to see how people jump on with the bandwagon with stuff, and it's like, hey, man, they're still rebuilding in Colorado.
Yeah, but it's exciting.
It is absolutely exciting, and I love everything Deion Sanders does as a coach, man. It's awesome stuff.
Yeah. Well, Ed, I want to apologize to everyone else who was supposed to be on tonight. We were going to have the leader of Steelers Nation Mexico. I guess we'll try to get that person on next week. Comedian Don Arner. I don't know where he went. He never got back to me. So hopefully everything's okay with him. And you and I didn't do anything to offend him or make him mad. And we'll have him on. And I believe next week we have our I don't want to say Batman and the Pittsburgh Lion and the people who we've had on so far are not premier, but we're going to be joined by television legend Sally Wiggin is going to join the show next week.
How about that? And you
Wow.
and I got to speak with her during COVID when everything was locked down. And our first follow-up question to her will be during the lockdown of COVID when we did our show here on Facebook, we talked to her about the three of us going out to dinner after COVID would be over. Well, COVID's been over for 3 years. We still haven't gone out to dinner.
Remember when she was on, and I don't want to bring it back up because I think Sally does like to talk and roll, and we'll talk to her all night. We love her, right? But remember when she was on, I got to go back and try to see it. It's on YouTube somewhere. But we asked her about how she was handling COVID. You remember that she told us that she went to like a market district or something, and she poured hydrogen peroxide in her eyes?
I don't remember that. We'll have to go back and look.
Dude, I'll never forget it. I mean, she was like, "Oh, I'm obsessive and I'm so nervous about it, and I've poured hydrogen peroxide in my eyes."
Well, she's a huge Steeler fan too. She always did all those pregame shows with Andrew Stocky and Guy Junker on WTAE. So I'll be excited to talk
those.
Week. And what's even crazier, we'll actually be on at a normal hour. Like 1 o'clock game, we should be on about 4:30 next week.
Yes, that'll be nice.
12 o'clock at night.
I've enjoyed this though. It gave me something to look forward to all day long. I was looking forward. I was one of the few people that Carrie Underwood says I've been waiting all day for Sunday night to see you, Ed.
Yeah, the same here, my friend. You know, and the Steelers 2 wins back-to-back weeks. That's what you want to do. You want to start stacking wins. Now they got the Texans next week. Real quick before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Texans today, big win. They came out and won.
Are we just a entitled fan base? We're 2-1. We've played 2 very good defenses, and I guess the Raiders are okay, to be determined, but so are we. Are we just so entitled that 2-1 still feels like not that great? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this season's off to a pretty good start, or is there just so much drama through the week that you're exhausted by the end of these games?
Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree with you. But I think Mike Tomlin, and he's speaking in his press conference right now. I can see it on the TV behind us, but you know, or in front of me, I should say. But you know, I'm sure he's going to tell you a win is a win, right? He's got to stack wins. A win's a win. Doesn't matter how you win. And he's right. At the end of the season, no one will look back and remember that the Steelers almost blew a 23-7 fourth quarter lead tonight, and it got real tight and real antsy towards the end. No one's going to remember that. They're just going to know that they won the 3rd week of the season at Las Vegas on the road, and it's hard to win on the road in the NFL too. So
yes,
that's the other thing.
Oh, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. So, Ed, quickly, you've done it now for the first 2 weeks of the season. How about your Steeler report card? Where do you go with the offense tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give the offense a B tonight. I think we saw a lot of improvements what we've seen the last couple weeks, especially, as I said, after those first few disastrous series, the 3 and outs. They started getting a little bit of a running game going. Kenny Pickett got a little bit more mobile. Receivers were open. He started connecting with them. How about Pat Freiermuth, too? Finally, they got Pat Freiermuth involved in this offense. During the preseason, I did some one minutes on Pat Freiermuth, how I thought he was going to be this big breakout tight end. I still do here in 2023, but he was almost non-existent in the first couple of weeks. They got him involved in the game plan tonight. He caught a touchdown pass, of course, and a couple other passes as well. So, you know, Freiermuth will be another key to this offense moving forward to their success. So, B.
And where do you put our defense at?
Defense tonight, man, I'm going to give an A-. Again, I mean, they shut down the run. Now, granted, you know, the running offense in the National Football League, I believe, going into this week, number 32, where I believe was the Steelers. Number 31, the Raiders. So, you know, there wasn't a lot to really go with for this week, but Josh Jacobs was the leading NFL rusher from a year ago. Hasn't done much in the first 2 games, but he's still a dangerous running back. They contained him. They held him, I believe, under 50 yards tonight. So yeah, the defense and they forced turnovers. Watt had another nice game.
Yes.
Got in the backfield. They put pressure on Garoppolo when they had to.
Dude, more than a nice game. I feel like we're so biased now because we see him all the time. He had a phenomenal game. I mean, anybody who would put up that performance that's a nice performance for TJ, but anyone else, that's a Pro Bowl performance.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I think they get an A- tonight for their efforts, and they got the interception right at the end too, for what it's worth.
And do we do an early bye? Do we play the Texans, and then do we have a bye before
Yes.
the Ravens?
Yes, yep, that's exactly it. Bye.
And let me just make the prediction already. We're going to see it on the Bob Pompiani show. We're going to hear it on Mark Madden. We're going to hear it on everything. We'll beat the Texans next week. We'll be 3-1, and all the headlines will be, "Are we the worst 3-1 team in football?"
Yeah, for sure. Because
That's the way it goes.
that Texans game, like I said, they won today. They weren't expected to win,
Yeah.
and that's going to be a dogfight now next week because you're on the road at Houston. That was a game at the beginning of the season, even as early or late as last week. I would have said that's a guaranteed win for the Steelers. We're going to circle that one. But now I think that's going to be another game like you saw tonight. You just watched next week. That's going to be a dogfight, close game at the end. I do think the Steelers will pull it out and they'll beat them to get to 3-1. But you're exactly right what you just said. They're gonna escape that win next week. We're gonna be having the same type of conversations. I think that that could have went either way. Look what happened here. Look what happened there. 3-1. Are they the worst 3-1 team in football?
And we're already giving them a win next week. That's how entitled we are. I love it. By the way, speaking of next week, you look so tan and I look so pale. I need some makeup on this.
I put makeup on. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But I think it's the lighting, right? You sent me this awesome light. Brian sent me this light. He said, because the other Oneberg 1 minutes I did all summer, he said, "Hey, look, we need some light on you. Oneberg needs some light on you." So
yeah, but look, I have the same light. Here it is.
Wait, but watch this. Hold on. Let's test it.
Okay.
Look, I'm not tan anymore.
Oh, but wait, am I? Do I have the wrong? How does it work? I thought that this was going to be the answer for me. Maybe I need to lower. I don't know. I look like a mess.
You look
anyway,
great. You look great.
Goodbye. Well, maybe I should start putting it here.
There you go.
Spooky for the Halloween episode. I'm gonna put the light here.
That's exactly.
Man, Canada is coming to your house.
To run a wide receiver screen on 3rd and 2.
Najee up the middle, then Najee up the middle, then Warren up the middle. What a piece of crap call. Of all those things, man, I still stand by it. The worst, what do you say? You put together your first 10 plays or you script your first 20 plays. Those are our first 4 plays. Run, punt. Anyway, we won.
That's all that matters.
A win is a win. We won.
Moving on.
As Tomlin would say, we're going to exit stage left.
Moving on to Houston. Bring on the Texans next week.
Right.
Can you believe that? It's week 4 already. Unbelievable.
Dude, it's going to be Christmas soon.
Yeah, it will be. And hey, that December 3rd is your birthday. You should go to that game against the Cardinals and go hang out with Batman.
All right. Well, for Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico, Michelle Tafoya, and everyone on our NBC crew, I'm Al Michaels saying so long from the desert where the Steelers win. Can't remember the score now.
23-18.
23-18. And then it goes do-do-do-do. And then it goes up to the United States map and it says, "This has been a presentation of the NFL."
But before that, they say don't forget an all-new Matlock Wednesday night on NBC.
No, that's true. Well, thank you, Michelle. And remember, Quantum Leap is on Peacock tonight. So if you hate your wife and you don't want to talk to her for another hour, tune in to the Quantum Leap on Peacock.
Oh, man. They were pimping those hard tonight, man. It's
they love it. They love it. And, the writer's strike, I think, is going to be over soon. So, Michaels is going to be, it's an all-new Night Court.
Well, now you're getting all these shows that were in probably, again, as they say in show business, in the can, that they were probably, going to debut and give them some pilot episodes. But now they're not pilot episodes. They're like, this is the only programming we got. And we're bringing Reba back on The Voice. We're not bringing her back, but they're bringing her in.
I'm excited about that. I'm a big Reba fan. I don't know one song that she sings. I do think she's adorable. But here's the thing. Reba became, to me, the biggest star in the world when she portrayed Colonel Sanders.
I don't remember that. What's that all about?
Remember when KFC had like different celebrities like Norm Macdonald
Yeah.
and Reba was one of the celebrities who portrayed the Colonel.
Oh, really? I don't remember that. I got to
I'm
look
gonna
that
send you.
up.
I am gonna send you a picture when I lay in bed tonight and can't sleep. I'm gonna send you a picture.
That's the other thing with these games, man. I'll be up for the next 3 hours. Like it's just just can't go to sleep after all
Right.
this.
Why do I get tired during that? Like in the
Oh,
third quarter, I was like, okay, and then I was like, I got some. How old am I? I got a nice big mug of hot tea beginning of the fourth quarter, and dude, with like 10 minutes left, I was like, oh, and everyone went to bed. But now it's what? It's midnight 15, midnight 16. I'll be up all night.
I know. Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's keep us going all night. Let's see how long we can stay on Facebook.
Well, you think we could do a Jerry? Hold on, Batman's back. He said no post-game texting. Uh-oh, that's by order of Batman.
What's that supposed to mean?
I guess he doesn't want us to lay in bed and text.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Hey,
Yeah.
Batman was great. He agreed with everything I said. I mean, I love that from the beginning. But no, he's a solid guy, man. He's doing a lot of good work in the community. I
He
love it.
is. He is salt of the earth. I love it. You know, I fell in love with that Batman during preseason because he was on TV a lot.
Yeah.
And then we saw him. He commented, and then the reason I found him was that for some reason he tagged Oneberg and said, "Hey, Oneberg, Batman's gonna be back at the game." And I was like, well, "Why'd you come on the post game show tonight and talk about?" Dude, I think he's like a power of good. I do like deep down that he's worried that the Steelers somehow would like have like a meeting, like Dan Rooney would have a meeting tomorrow with an attorney to be like, we got to shut down Steeler Batman.
Oh.
I do like that. But
Oh.
Marvel will not, but DC Comics will not have a meeting where they say we have to shut down Batman of Pittsburgh.
And is that the Michael Keaton Montour grad, right?
That's right. Me and him.
Guy?
Yeah, me and
I thought that was
Michael.
Michael Keaton at first in the Batman suit when he first came on. I thought you
Next
pulled
time we have Batman on, I want to know how much that suit costs because with the abs and the everything, that suit has to be $300 to $500.
You should use your Montour connections and get Michael Keaton on this show at some point with Michael Keaton and talk about the Steelers.
Wow, would that be big?
In the Batman suit. Holy cow.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Steelers Batman coming soon. Yeah, just go for it, Batman. I don't know if you're still there or not. I guess you're texting in, so you're still there. Just go for it. You got Steeler Jesus. You got Steeler Pope.
Yeah.
Just go for it, man.
No one's suing Jesus or the Pope.
You can't. You can't sue Batman either. Okay, what's Batman? Okay, one last note from Batman. It costs way more than $300 to $500. Batman, Bruce, I believe it, man. That's an expensive suit. I know. I do cosplay. I know.
Right. It looks fabulous. It was the real deal. He's doing a lot of good work in the community, and he did great tonight on here. We'll bring him on again. Let's bring him on again.
We're going to have him from Acroshore when he's there in December, so that'll be a lot of fun. All right, Ed. Well, great to see you. Off to bed. Thank you, everyone on Oneberg, for watching. Thanks to Batman of PA, or whatever we're calling him, to keep him out of trouble. And those other people who didn't join us tonight, we'll get you again. Hold on a second. One more note from Rosa Maria Carvalho. Boa noite, por favor. Ed, do you speak this?
I mean, these are two guys that I can't. First of all, I can't see anything.
Por favor, please. The video of DJ Pedro Sabe.
I have no clue, man. Let's wrap up.
Go to Rosa Maria Carvalho. If you're out there and you're listening, put that in Google Translate and send me a private message, and I'll read it and I'll respond, whatever that means. I think it's good evening, please. It's probably like, please shut up and just play DJ Pedro Sabe. I don't know. All right. Batman says thank you. Ed Troop, Brian Carruthers from Oneberg. Guys, have a great night. Steelers win. And we'll see you this week on oneberg.com. Goodbye, everybody.